Alright, so this is my tessellated displacement material designed exclusively for landscape actors. So in the past, if you, everybody that's tried to create a displaced material for landscape actors, it'll spike the surface and create a bunch of other problems, but this one fixes all that. So as you can see, it gives you a nice silhouette, a displaced silhouette, and it'll allow you to blend between 3 materials per landscape actor. So if you wanted more than that, you'd have to create multiple landscape actors that were blended together. And this one uses world position based tiling. So as you can see, as it moves, the texture sets stay in the same place, just like my original parallax material that I showed you. So if you do have multiple landscape actors and you want to put them together, it'll allow you to do that, and you won't be able to see the seams. It just makes creating your environment much easier. So for this example, I'm using kind of a rocky mud texture, sort of a beach sand texture, and then the same cobble texture that I've been using in some of the other examples. So if you go into wireframe, you can see that the surface is tessellated quite a bit. And you can adjust this value. You can make it more or less tessellated depending on your landscape actor's tessellation. And you'll see that I have an LOD set up for the tessellation, so as you pull back, it becomes less and less tessellated. And it doesn't affect the LOD of the landscape actor itself, so you still get the LOD of that for like larger levels and things like that. Now for the tessellation itself, for the tessellation of the displacement, you can adjust that under the material instance here. So you'll see right now I have it set to 1000, which is the amount of pixels from the camera that it starts to fade out. So if I go to lower values, you'll see how it changes the tessellation. And then if I move the camera away, it's based on that value. So if I set it to 0, there's no tessellation. That's 100. That's 500. And that's 1000, which is what I'm using for the example in this video. Now each of the materials, each of the 3 materials are adjustable individually. So you'll see I have diffuse 1, 2, and 3. So those are the values for the 1, 2, and 3 texture sets. And those 1, 2, and 3 correlate to the textures here. So you have texture sets 1, 2, and 3. Now the textures are your diffuse, gloss, and AO, which is the alpha channel, height, and normal. So if you're ever confused as to, I don't know what diffuse 1 is, you can just correlate that with the diffuse texture for 0, 1, 0, 2, and 0, 3, respectively. So let's say I want to make this rocky mud a little less shiny. You just adjust the values. You want to make it metallic. You can do that individually. The tiling is also separate for each one, so you can do each one individually. And they all blend in together seamlessly. And then you can adjust the minimum and maximum displacement for each one independently as well. So, I want the rocks to stick out a lot more, and, this is obviously a little unrealistic, but you can do that individually. Then for the switches, you have use relative tiling for 1, 2, and 3, which you can set individually for each of the 3 texture sets. So that relative tiling controls whether or not the textures move with the mesh or if they stay world aligned, which is going to be best for almost every application unless you're using it for like a wall or a roof or something. So since this is a landscape actor, you still get full control over all the landscape tools. This doesn't affect, being able to paint the surface. Raise the surface up, as you'll see the displacement moves with however you paint the surface. And you can obviously, paint between the materials. And it automatically, paints in the height map information when you paint between the materials. It just blends it all seamlessly. So that covers the displaced tessellated landscape material.